All right, everybody. As y'all can see, Black Lives Matter is the topic today. Heavy topic, very heavy topic. A lot of lives lost, a lot of injustices. For those that were lost, I give all my prayers and my loves to your families.
Absolutely, yeah.
I know these are really hard times, especially seeing a lot of things over and over again. And I know just like how you're getting a rush of positivity for all your supporters, you're getting a lot of negativity for some people that just want to be naive. So I give you mine, my heart goes out to you guys. And also to those that are doing the fighting, that are there on the front lines, and those that are marching,
sure.
going throughout everything, and those that are facing that, also dealing with the coronavirus at the same time.
Yep.
So thank y'all for doing that, and the younger generation, and actually those that are willing to teach and educate those that don't know a lot about it. Thank you.
I mean, honestly, man, just real fast, I just want to say, like, it's, you know, because this is mostly your generation that's out there. And I mean, it's just beautiful to see all those young people out there,
Oh yeah.
you know, fighting for a cause that, you know, is long overdue.
Most definitely.
To have gained as much strength and as much awareness as it has.
Yeah, but thanks
It's
for
long
your
overdue.
generation as well.
I appreciate it.
Some of your generation, the generation before that, are
Yeah.
the pioneers.
Yeah.
The pioneers, and some pioneers that we're going to talk about today, and shine some light on if a lot of people don't know. It might be a lot of young people that don't know. You got C.T. Vivian, and then Reverend C.T. Vivian that was partnering with Martin Luther King and his march for justice and stopping injustices and gathering for equality. And all along with that man, the one man of all, John Lewis.
Titan.
Yes, sir. Also, hey, put in the comments of how y'all feel. If you're in support of Black Lives Matter, go ahead and hit a thumbs up. Also, put BLM, all capital letters in the comments. Let us know how much you love this movement. But tell me, man, how you feeling?
You know, for the first time and seeing some things change, you know, and this is obviously this is a good start to a problem that is just going on too long in this country. But the fact that I'm actually seeing things change, you know, companies changing their names that have, you know, racist innuendos and things like that, like, you know, the Miss Buttersworth, the Uncle Ben's Rice, the Eskimo pies, those kind of things.
Yeah. you brought back some old schools.
Oh yeah, man, I grew up on them things, you know, and as a kid, I never really thought much of it.
Yeah.
You know, but then you grow up and you realize, hey, those indigenous personnel that lives out there that are people, and they don't deserve to be masqueraded on a box of cupcakes. Moon pies or whatever this thing is. Moon pies with the heat, man.
Oh yeah. But I'm glad, you know, they starting to notice, educate, and realize some of the things that was been going on.
Yeah.
And just alter it. So now whenever we move forward in the future, we got more of a, how you say, a peace and actual real education.
Our wonderful president has ordered federal troops out to Portland, Oregon, and he's threatening to send them out to cities like Chicago, New York, and Seattle. And you know, there's been a lot of controversy going on with these guys that a lot of refer to as you know, exhibiting behavior like stormtroopers.
Yeah.
You know, showing up in large groups, not identifying themselves properly, and whisking protesters off into unmarked vehicles to God knows where.
And see, that's a scary thing, man. Y'all be safe, man, because it kind of happened in a small little forum. I remember when they was talking about in LA, and they was actually canceling protests because people were getting scared and didn't want to go out. And this is not a riot. These are not people going out and trying to harm nobody. They just want to, you know, equality. So it's kind of hard to see other people harm each other whenever we're supposed to be brothers and arms. That's what we're supposed to be raised up on. So to see people that's going out there and just want to have that equality, that right to do whatever you want, you know, that freedom of speech where we are already listed.
To me, even more so than that, I think it also sets a really dangerous precedent
Yes.
for a country that claims to be a democracy.
Yes.
You know, you see these kind of things in totalitarian states, state police showing up and disappearing folks that speak out against fascist regimes and things like that. So, you know, America, you got to wake up. When we see things like this, we have to speak out on it. Yes, there was some acts of destruction and things like that in Portland. You should let the local police handle it. You let the local officials handle it. You don't send in stormtroopers to squash crowds. I mean, that's not the way to do things.
Oh, no, most definitely. And then one thing I want to hit on is not only is it adults, it's children.
Oh, yeah.
It's our kids, man.
Yeah.
It's like, how you gonna harm a kid? This kid is innocent. It's just out there seeing what's wrong. And kids know, they learn a lot.
Oh, yeah, they do.
And just going out there trying to protest and preach for what's right. So whenever it comes to them being adults and their kids and what they got to go through, they want to make sure they're secured and they're loved in a way to where they don't have to look at the next person and worry.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's the hard part, because that's the one message that people have been trying to get across.
Yeah.
And that's one reason why I say I love, and I'm still educating myself. I'm young. I'm only 23 years old, guys. But
yeah, me too.
But
I'm lying.
But but I'm really trying to educate myself, and that's whenever it comes down to John Lewis, man. I found out, just recently, this man was 25 years old in Alabama, facing state troopers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
State troopers
with 600 other people.
Yeah.
Ready to march from Selma, Alabama, all the way to Montgomery.
Yep.
Montgomery, Alabama. Then they got stopped on the bridge, hit with tear gas, hit with batons, everything. And they weren't even attacking people or anything. They was preaching for protest, such as people are doing today. If it's happening in 1965 and it's 2020, what is the change?
Yeah, and that's really what's so disturbing about what you see going on. President Trump released those park police on those peaceful demonstrators in front of the White House. It really did take me back to seeing all the clips of Martin Luther King and his followers, John Lewis, and all these other leaders that were amongst that group on the Evan Pettus Bridge. It took me right back to that moment. I mean, it was the same level of force. You saw instances where police were assaulting reporters and, shooting people in the face with rubber bullets and tear gas. It was just right in front of the White House.
And you know what's even crazier? That's the same thing that's happening today.
Yep.
And one thing that horrified the nation even back then, they put it on live TV that night. It wasn't, they recorded it and then put it on live TV.
Oh yeah.
Now, I'm glad they did that because it brought awareness to the wrongdoings that was brought upon the people.
Yeah.
The people of the United States, which we always try to say and represent it, that we're a melting pot and we got all different types of cultures, religions, and races.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that you gotta love about the place, but one thing that we have to evolve with, because we're not a nation of one type of race and people.
No.
We might be Americans, we might be whatever you want to call us, but at the end of the day, we're human beings.
Absolutely.
And to see the same things that are being replayed and brought back around this year, in a times where people are still doing the right things, and that's mostly. I want to ask you a question, man.
What's up, man?
From all the protests and everything, you had your Targets, your TJ Maxxes, and your Rosses and everything, and Walmart's getting attacked and looted. Now, do you think it's just from people taking those opportunities and going in and trying to take stuff for themselves and being selfish, or you feel like I've seen videos actually. I was posted of actual officers dressed up in gas masks and everything, going out there breaking stuff, causing riots themselves, initiating riots themselves.
Always going to be, especially the world we live in today, there's always going to be those that seek opportunity during times of crisis. You have a lot of people out there. A lot of reports have been coming out of people trying to scam people during this pandemic.
Oh no! I got scammed. Yeah. Be wary of the websites, man.
Yes, please. And a lot of these people, unfortunately, have entangled themselves into some of these groups just so they could cause damage. Shame on them for doing that. It's not good for the movement. It's not good for progression. You know, again, like we always say, I understand that times are hard for folks. People, you know, the African American, the brown and black community have gone through, you know, unspeakable tragedies recently, and there's a lot of anger. You know, pointed out about these mystery assailants showing up and throwing gasoline on the fire. That's not going to help this movement, and we don't need that. And yeah, there have been several reports of it.
And my question is, like, really, like, just down to the nitty gritty of it, is what is the purpose? Like, what are you searching for? What enlightenment do you gain from going out here, breaking windows, setting buildings on fire, hurting other people?
Yeah.
What is that? Is it the fact that you want to feel superior? Because at the end of the day, only one person that's superior is, hey, you already know. For some of y'all that have different religions, y'all have that one being that y'all always look at superior. But hey, at the end of the day, look at the next man as your brother, as your sister, and everything, and just look at the person as you want them to grow.
Yeah.
And what's the reason to put somebody down? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't make you any better.
It was the bridge that, you know, they were so famous for during the Selma March was the Edmund Pettus Bridge. And Edmund Pettus was actually a Confederate general, and he was at one point the leader of the Ku Klux Klan. So this bridge to this day is still named after this man. So
change is needed.
Change is needed, and it, you know, it goes. That kind of brings a debate up about all the monuments and things like that that's been taken down. That's become a hot topic issue. But a lot of people are making a call and setting out petitions for that bridge to be renamed after John Lewis.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which would be amazing if that could happen.
If y'all like that, man, put the thumbs up and put the clapping symbol.
Yeah, let us know how y'all think about that. Also, you know, we're not going to get into it just right here, but also, you know, if you want to kind of comment on the monument issue, which is, you know, similar to what we're talking about with the renaming of the bridge, feel free to comment on that, and then we can talk about it.
Have you noticed that, I believe it was 16th Street where George Floyd, rest easy, man. On 16th Street on Memorial Day, they're actually going to name that Black Lives Matter Avenue.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
So cheers to that. But it's only little pieces within the movement.
It's got to start somewhere.
Got to start somewhere, but it's the little pieces, and as long as we move those pieces in the right path,
absolutely,
the bigger picture can always come out and be as vivid and beautiful as anything you can look at. So always educate yourself, especially about the places that have been taken down, such as the bridges and the monuments. Educate yourself about those as well, and understand why it's getting removed. Because you got a lot of people out there that's just getting upset. Yeah, I've seen this statue for years and everything. Why is it getting removed? Yeah. So educate yourself about that and why.
It's up to us, America. This is our country, and you know, right now we're hurting, and it's not just some of us. All of us are, because we're all Americans.
Yes.
And we can't allow this to keep going on. So use your voice, people. Use your voice.
Most definitely.
It's one of the most powerful weapons we have as American citizens.
Yes, sir.
Let us know what y'all think.
Yes, sir. And one more thing. Justice for Breonna Taylor.
Absolutely.
It's still ongoing, y'all. You only have a certain amount of people speaking on it. And for me, being on social media, a lot of times, not a lot of people are posting about Breonna Taylor and those that had their lives lost. So take that initiative. They're not here to speak up for themselves. They're not here to fight for themselves. So be that person that helps fight for them. One person only can do so much, but a whole army can move mountains. So be that army to help and move mountains, for not only for Breonna Taylor, but for everybody else that you see on these pictures.
Absolutely. Again, Black Lives Do Matter.
Yes, sir. If you haven't got one of these, man, hey, get you one. Get you one to support.